Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Summer. So in this video I want to talk about the collapse of TB Joshua's church. A lot of us would have watched the documentary, the 3 episodes or 3 parts documentary made by BBC Africa Eye about TB Joshua. And I'm the kind of person that I typically, when something is out there, I handle it like I address different parts, because if it gets jumbled up, I find it a bit overwhelming. So I have addressed 1 or 2 parts of that interview, but I mean that documentary. So in this video I want to talk about the collapse of that the building, or the church building that lost a lot of lives. I remember that time the thing was in the news, and it's just, when I watch it, that's one good thing about documentary. It makes you sit back and really view something like how do I say, reflect on something more because of the way it's broken down. Okay, let me speak about when the family members, I think there's this other family, they were South Africans, and the other African countries that their family members, their lives ended in that house there, in that church building in Lagos, and how the church handled it. Some of them saying that the church will offer them money, bags of money. It was not electronic transfer whereby we put in their accounts, or no, they came with bags of money to tell them, basically try to console them with money. These family members, gave a testimony or told their own side of the story, talking about money being offered to them, not necessarily in a way of like condolences or whatever. It was almost like bullying. The money was given to them, to silence them. Because there was one that said that they told them something, they were threats, they talked about it in the documentary and all of that. And I think there was even inquiry going on in South Africa, if I'm not mistaken, right? Inquiries going on. And believe it or not, I want to speak about the fact that the inquiries that were done, even in Nigeria, found that there were structural problems in the building. There's been accusations that the building was supposed to maybe a 1-floor building, but they kept on extending it more and more and more. And because that was not the original plan of the building, it was weak, and that was why the building collapsed. And to imagine all of that, and yet, it's not even just TB Joshua. It is a Nigerian problem. But I think it's at a higher level because he is a man of God. So he shouldn't be questionable, right? But African mentality when it comes to things like this. And these people lost their lives. When I watch that documentary, I want to say something now in a second. You see how non-Nigerian families that they showed, I think about 2 or 3 of them, where they were talking about, they were offering them money. They were like, what, money for what? We don't want your money. And they were basically, that's how they shared their stories, that they were basically being bullied to take that money. Let's actually leave them, because they are not as powerful as people that are in power, people in authority and everything. To imagine that building, there were questionable things about that building. TB Joshua was never brought to book in any way. The president, I watched the documentary, president came, and I remember there was something, I don't know, maybe he said more after that. Then the president was Goodluck Jonathan, and he said he has come to pay condolences to TB Joshua, and he is supposed to be the one that they should question about. Look at what you've done, you've cost lives. Let me read this to you guys, and then I say what else I want to say. I saw this post and I want to read it. This person said, I don't know what elebi means, but those of you says, once person don't share money and rice for now, once someone just shares money and rice to you guys or for you guys or gives you guys money, and he is a good person automatically. Jimmy Savile raised billions of pounds and gave to the poor in England. He helped hundreds of thousands of sick children, and he literally granted wishes. Granted wishes, yet he outlawed children, and all the monuments to him were taken down. That guy was so popular that the Queen Elizabeth and all of them then were shaking hands with him, presidents, because he was doing amazing charity, right? And he said, and all the monuments to him were taken down. No cockroach came out to tell us he helped me. Because at that time, his help didn't matter anymore. I've said it before. There's another page that I'm going to read. Okay, let me read it on. And then he goes on and said, when this man was alive, He was so powerful. Let me say this because I'll forget. The thing is that when he was alive, when people spoke, they would say, touch not my anointed, this, that, and all these threats, and how dare you, do you know, touch God's anointed, And now that he's gone, they are saying, why didn't you speak when he was gone? Those that spoke when he was alive, how were they treated? I say, let me tell you, a lot of documentaries like this are not speaking to those they are speaking to people that reason with their brains. So if you say, we don't believe, it's okay. They are speaking to those that use in my language, they say, they are using their tongue to count their teeth. Those are not allowing religion to blind them. Let me read this. He said, when this man was alive, he was so powerful that his criminal negligence, according to the state coroner in Lagos, led to the death of 84 people. And he didn't spend 1 second in police station. And what about even court case? The government is supposed to hold a court case against him. There should be, normally there will be, forget about even a compensation for the families or whatever. There should be fines for cases like that, serious fines. But in Nigeria, whereby you use religion to blind ourselves. Okay, let me just read the rest of this. It says, didn't even spend a second in police station, and you want some young women to come and do what? Oh, I didn't even read the whole of it. I read the first page, I didn't read this page. It said, when Timmy's wife came out, Timmy Dakolo, came out, you all turned a married woman to a prostitute like magic. That's why victims don't speak up. Is it Edu? Edu better religious people. Is it Edu? Is it the same Edu or Edu that I made the video about, the politician that what's it called now? That they said she has allegations of money stolen. So Nigeria is a society where people are, although to a great extent, I think poverty is the problem too. Poverty has blinded some people because it's like all they think about is how to just chop. They just want to eat. So that's why when somebody comes and does all these charities, they don't want to hear what the person did because it's about the person's charity. He share money. Nigeria will not remain like this. Nigerians, let me give this example that I've always given. Think about Nigeria of our mothers and fathers' generation, where people don't question pastors at all. And think about the fact that this generation is questioning. We're not 100% there, but we're questioning. This generation are beginning to realize that they are not unquestionable. Mentalities are changing. So think about the next few years going forward. Things will change. We are seeing in South Africa, pastors being arrested. There was another Nigerian pastor that was arrested and he went to court and he was jailed. We know Bushiri ran from South Africa. Because even though South Africa is Africa, to a great extent, they are stepping up. I believe we will get there. It may not be even too far away from now. Things are changing. It's no longer, what's it called? Business as usual. Unfortunately, we have more of our people that are, I don't even have the word to use for them. And I say that documentaries like this are not meant for those people that are really, really low in their heads. It's meant for those people that use their brains. Documentary presents what information is out there. And then they leave it to you what you want to take out of it. And what changes you may want to apply in your life or in your society from what you saw in the documentaries. So those that they're documentary, there are people of a higher caliber of reasoning that those kind of documentaries, are meant for. And they grab the message that needs to be grabbed from there. They may not be the vocal ones. It doesn't mean that they are not there. It doesn't mean they are stupid. They can see what is going on. And they are putting 2 + 2 together. Right? And for those that come and say, I made a video and some children, children of Daddy in the Lord came in their typical way. They made documentaries, say that your church is a cult. And then you come in the comment section and you're proving their points. You're cursing at people. You're wishing people evil. And let me tell you guys, you're wishing people evil. Me. Yeah, you die. Me, I will die. I don't know when. I will die. But guess what? You too, you will die. Those that speak will die. Those that did not speak will die. So your TB Joshua that you're defending with curses of death, he himself is dead. Now turn by turn, everybody will die. We all pray for long life, but whatever happens, everybody will die. So what is the point of using death? You see, you this, you that, to be, everybody will die at the end of the day. But when you die, what will the world say about you? Will they remember you for speaking the truth? Will you be remembered for speaking the truth? And when you meet your maker, those of you that say you're believing, I don't know what God they believe in anymore. What are you going to say to him on that? I've shown people in the Bible where the Bible said, expose them. Okay, let me read this one. Ephesians 5:11 says, have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them, right? 1 Timothy 4:1, 2 and 6 says, the Spirit clearly says that in the latter times, some will abandon the faith and follow deceiving spirits and teach deceiving spirits and things taught by demons. Such teachings come through hypocritical liars whose consciences have been seared as with a hot iron. If you point these things out to the brothers and sisters, you will be a good minister of Christ Jesus, brought up in the truth of the faith and of the good teachings that you have followed. It's in the Bible. So on that day, the maker you are saying you are serving, how are you going to explain why you didn't practice what he taught you to do in the Bible? You see injustice, you should speak about it. It's like when you see a lot of these things that are going on. Somebody, because they are doing charity. I asked somebody one day, I say, because a robber robbed one house and he dashed money to somebody tomorrow, does it change the fact that is the robber? Because somebody that murdered somewhere, a murderer that murdered people, because he helped somebody that was drowning, does it change the fact that that person is the murderer? Or you should not speak, that person is a murderer? Think about it. Those lives that were wasted was unnecessary. Will you be saying the same thing if your family member was one of those that lost their lives? Of course not. So because you're not affected directly, it's okay. I know that they say he was telling them that the aeroplane flew 4 times and then the building collapsed and it was bombed and it was skinny. No inquiry found any sign of bomb in there. But at the same time, you will wonder. Those that say what he was doing miracle, the same Bible that says that many will do things. And we say, and on that day, they will do whatever in my name. But on that day, I will say, I never knew you. I don't know. What are your opinions about the whole thing, about the building? Do you believe that he should have been called to answer for that? Or are you one of those that believe that the aeroplane truly flew, and because the aeroplane flew, that was why the building collapsed? At the same time, another question is, how come he didn't see that was going to happen? This is a man that is able to say he sees. How come he didn't see that? I don't know. As always, whatever your opinions are about that collapse of that building, and how the government handled it and how it all went, leave your opinions in the comment section. With that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.